All right, guys, I'm back from LA. I was out there for the Battlefield 6 multiplayer reveal, and since then, the official gameplay trailer has racked up over 4.3 million views, 245,000 likes to 2.7K dislikes, which is an insane ratio, and over 500,000 wish lists on Steam. We're learning a whole bunch about the game as we gear up to the beta weekends starting on August 7th. I've been in airports tweeting my ass off, getting home late, and just getting involved in the discussions around Battlefield 6. There are a lot of things that the community are bringing up that I want to make sure the developers are 100% crystal clear aware of, and that's what this video is. This is essentially me aggregating everything that the community is saying and then having a discussion about it. If you guys like my Battlefield 6 content, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more content leading up to Battlefield 6. The first beta weekend is this weekend. I will be streaming it. I'm going to be playing it. We're going to be able to experience it together. All of the people who were at my live stream, and you guys got codes, get into it, let's play, and let's let these developers know exactly where our heads are at going into this launch. Okay, I pissed off a lot of people when I tweeted out about this clip. This is a clip that has been going viral in the Battlefield community because this happened at the event. This is Shotzi playing. Obviously, if you guys don't know who Shotzi, man, he's playing with Symphony, Crim6. Like, these guys are professional players. This is the clip here. We're gonna watch it. Then we're gonna talk about why this is so controversial. So you can see he jump shots the guy here, gets a kill, slides through the smoke, and kills this guy behind here. And that's essentially the clip. They slow down the jump shotting, and he was able to get that kill. And the big problem that people are having with this is the slide that comes afterwards. Now, as you can see here, it's a pretty long slide. A lot of people don't want sliding in this kind of movement tech in the game at all. There's that camp that really wants the game to stay like really hardcore grounded, not hardcore, but like really grounded in realism. And then there's the crowd like this that want a little bit more fluidity in the movement tech. They have the things like the drop roll when you actually land on the ground, your character actually somersaults forward to kind of keep momentum. Me personally, I don't mind sliding in a game like this. When I look at this, that was a pretty egregious slide. The distance here is insane. Battlefield has since come out and said that is a bug and you aren't supposed to be able to slide that far, and it looks like there was something to do with the momentum calculations. Now, when I first heard that that was a bug, I was kind of like, oh, okay, I mean, sure. If I can be honest, after the past, what we heard with 2042, I don't know if I actually believe that. Maybe I'm just scarred from that release. But then when you look at this clip here, this is a clip from Aaron the Loco, who, by the way, I met at the event, really great guy. This is him parachuting off of this area. This is in Liberation. Watch how fast this parachute pops. And I felt this too when I was actually streaming at the event. It's fucking insane.
Come on to Haley.
How we look?
Oh, you can parachute.
Like you rip to the point where it actually looks fucking ridiculous. So if it's a matter of momentum and there's issues with the calculations, that could also apply here. And I think that could lend a little bit of credibility to the fact that sliding might not be what we saw in that first clip when we get to launch. I'm curious if it's going to be fixed before this beta this weekend. I hope it is, so that we can actually see what we're dealing with in terms of movement tech. Now, where I'm at with that is, if they can adjust those parameters and actually calculate it and make it work better, great. To me, that's like low-hanging fruit. We have to get it fixed. We have to make sure that the bugs aren't persistent. But at the very least, we don't have vehicles driving up fucking buildings yet. Now, the next conversation comes from a producer at EA Dice working on Battlefield 6. She was part of the presentation. I actually met her out at the place as well. I'm going to talk about our server browser later today, but first, I want to understand everyone's reasons for wanting a server browser so I can make sure I explain what we're doing effectively. What is it about a server browser that's important to you? Now, I obviously responded to this tweet, and I think the main points for me, you can foster a community if you have a server browser that allows you to find community servers that stay up persistently. The main problem I had with 2042's Portal server browser was the fact that if there was nobody in your server, the server would close down and you'd have to reopen it, restart up a game. That's ass. For me, what I would love to do, like best case scenario, is have a server browser in game, be able to rent a server from you and give you money every month to be able to give me server tools that I can then hold and bring admins onto the server, curate experiences that my community actually wants to play. So every time they jump on, there's Big Fry's community server. We know the experience we're getting there. We're going to go there and we're going to play and we're going to have a good time. We know there's active admins. So when it comes down to, like, people are talking about things like anti-cheat, we can help assist in that and curate the experience on our server for our community. Fostering communities is the only reason why people can go back now and play Battlefield 4 and find servers. Granted, it's dying out, but it's also been a fucking decade. And that's what you want when we're talking about like live service, multiplayer, long-term vision. You want people engaged with your game and your community for as long as humanly possible. You have the blueprint already. Another thing, and it kind of branches off of that community feeling, is the fact that you can stay in a rotation of maps with the same teams. So one thing we experienced at the event was every time we finished a game, it would kick us back to the main menu. We queue up and we face against somebody else. With a server browser, if I can jump into a server and stay there, you get those back and forths where you start recognizing, again, people in that community. You start seeing the names and you're like, okay, I know that dude is really good in a tank. This time I'm going to run engineer. And you start to build that competitive nature naturally when you start to actually, incentivize communities to stay together. Being able to hop in and just go from map to map to map and see how people play. And that to me is very old school, but it led to a much better and I would say more organic game feel when it came to multiplayer. And that also branches into the third thing here, absolutely no skill-based matchmaking. I don't have to worry that if I have a great game in a tank, that the next game I'm going to go against guys like Shotzi or Crim 6 and get absolutely fucking destroyed because your back-end systems put me in a bracket where it thinks I should be way fucking better than I am. You don't have to worry about that here, which is what a lot of people have been clamoring for. It doesn't matter when you join a community server. Your ping, your location, and the server size and the game experiences are all that matters. It's essentially all comes down to player choice, which is what you see from a lot of responses on this tweet. Player choice. Enders right here, player choice. Ability to guarantee that you're getting into a full game. The ability to choose, guarantee, choose map. Player choice. Literally just agency. Give me the option to play whatever it is I want if that's what I want at the time. It's essential for communities to host what they want when they give us the choices to do what we want to do. The thing that I'm sensing from the presentation, you guys are doing Forge style, like the Battlefield portal where you have the 3D editor. It sounds like you guys really care about player agency, creating and curating experiences. The server browser has to be a part of it. Now Alexia did respond to this by saying, it feels like your most important things are persistent servers, a sense of community, being able to choose specific maps, modes, filter by ping server. Yeah, all of these things. So at the very least, guys, we know that they know what we want when it comes to a server browser. More to share in the future in this, but I think our server browser solutions answer all of these wants. Yes, it's via portal and shows community experiences, but these can award full XP, will be front and center in our main menus, not hidden away, and will allow you to filter and search for specific things you want. So what it sounds like they're doing is a hybrid system where you have a server browser and portal like we did with 2042, but it's obviously being expanded. I want to say, she says it answers all of these wants. That tells me that there is going to be persistent servers up at all times in Portal, which if so, already a step in the right direction. But it sounds like if you don't want to go into Portal and find all of these different experiences, that you can also choose to matchmake. Now, whether that's going to throw you into a completely different set of servers or if it's just going to matchmake into what you're already seeing in the server browser, I don't think so. It sounds like what they want to do is not segment Portal and the main game. They want to kind of intertwine the two, which I got to see how that's going to work out, but that's what it sounds like, which is cool. Now, one thing we did learn, they can award full XP. As we know, if you played 2042, there were so many servers that were basically built to just farm XP. And I did see a tweet, it was from somebody at the studio, and I can't remember who it was, but they said that they're going to be working diligently on making sure that the only game modes that can award full XP are going to require you, I believe it was to require you to submit your game mode to them for approval to then be able to dole out XP that way. So I think they're actually going to be taking much bigger control of the experiences that are going to give you XP in Portal. But again, we have to see more about it and how it's going to work. I want to know how all of this works. From a community perspective, I'm a YouTuber who, when this game comes out, I want to host servers persistently. I want the tools to be able to curate the actual experiences. Like, could you guys imagine if we just created a more hardcore server set rules where maybe we get rid of things like sliding for people who don't want that, and we keep it more grounded and tailor it more towards Battlefield 3 and 4. And then we have another server that allows us to have crazy over-the-top game modes, and we have two servers that are being able to run simultaneously for two different subsets of our community that want to play either one of those experiences. We just need the options. This might not sound like a very important thing to a lot of people who are just looking in and jumping in and playing the game. For somebody like me, this is the most important conversation that we can have right now. Hey, if you guys made it this far in the video, make sure you go to gamersubs.gg, use code BigFry for 10% off your order. They're a huge sponsor of the channel. Every purchase you guys make goes towards us getting our own products in the store. I'm trying to get a shaker in there eventually, maybe eventually work our way up to like a greasy fry flavor. But make sure you guys use code BigFry. You get a nice discount and you support the channel. Let's get back to Battlefield. The third thing that people are talking about is the fact that they're playing it very, very safe with this game. And a lot of people are essentially equating this to a close, it's basically Battlefield 4. They didn't really do anything to push it forward. It's basically Battlefield 4. I'm gonna say this. If this game comes out and is essentially Battlefield 4.5 on an updated engine, increased graphics with better destruction, with features like this where you can drag, and it's essentially playing it safe with Battlefield 4, I'm not gonna fucking complain at all. I have been asking to go back to basics for Battlefield for over a fucking decade. And now the fact that I think they are going back to basics and playing it safe and are going to work on building this into a multi-year, this feels like a soft reset, right? And that, of course, I have to preface this by saying that's if the game launches like I played at this event. If it launches like this, the actual core foundation is fucking solid. We need to know more about content, progression, Portal, server browsers. There's still a lot of unanswered questions that might change my opinion, but in terms of the actual core gameplay, them playing it safe and bringing it back to basics is exactly what the fuck I've been asking for a decade. If you wanted more, I can totally understand that opinion. I'm not going to complain. This feels like we're writing off the past and we're starting fresh and going to build this into something that is going to carry us into the future and actually have a healthy start yet again. And to me, okay, let's see what you got. And I think that's the best mindset to be in. I'm still incredibly jaded from 2042. If I didn't play the game and if I was sitting at home and I was watching all of these creators say good things about it, I would feel incredibly cynical still. But at the very least, this weekend, the first beta test is happening and people can finally get their hands on it and we can just see for ourselves without taking the risk. And just like in 2042, man, if we get into this beta and things have changed since our playtest and things fuck up and go left, you know we're gonna call it out. All I want is for this game to be fucking solid at launch with the tools available for us to tailor experiences for our community. And I think we're on the right track there. I hope we're on the right track there. I don't want to huff the copium. I'm still very cautiously optimistic, but I think more optimistic than cautious at this point. But I think that's only because I've actually been able to play it, share my footage, and actually talk to people boots on the ground at the event and shared those concerns. I will say, all of these conversations that were happening here, the people at that event, they know it. I spoke to a couple different people who worked at EA and I told them these exact same fucking things. So they know it. They have the opportunity to execute on it. It's just a matter of, are they going to? If they don't, this game might not have as healthy a future as it could. And that's really where it comes down to. I wanted to make a video just kind of recapping the conversations that are going on over the next couple days. I have a bunch of footage that I want to throw out into like raw gameplay, but I also don't know if that's something you guys want to see. Let me know in the comments, sound off. I'm down to put out as much Battlefield content as possible. I genuinely enjoyed what I played there at that event. And going into this weekend, I want to stream it and I want to continually push this game forward because it seems like things are changing. I'm really just hoping for the best here. And for the first time, and I think like, well, almost a decade, it seems like the general reception to this game is positive. And I would say like very positive, which is really good to see. As always, guys, my name is Big Fry. Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what kind of content you want to see from me when it comes to Battlefield. And if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like on it, subscribe. We got a ton of new subscribers from that event. Welcome to the fucking show. Battlefield 6 is on the horizon. We're gonna make sure we do everything in our power to spread the message and tell these developers what we want, what we don't fucking want, and what you can do to change, fix, or do whatever to make sure this game launches in the best state humanly possible. Because what I gather, it sounds like that's what they want as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.